Hi, and thanks for joining me for this Hey Scan Padres post-game recap for April 19th, where the Padres have their three-game winning streak snapped tonight by the Giants in walk-off fashion by a score of 3-2. 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Giants. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Padres. And really, this was a well-played baseball game. Frustrating, disappointing loss, no question about it. But for the 5th night in a row, the Padres played a very solid game. It started off with a manufactured run in the first inning with Chris Norfia getting himself on base. They were able to sacrifice him over to third, scored on the sacrifice fly. Great to see the Padres manufacturing runs, doing the little things, and also putting the pressures on the Giants from the start. Padres were able to do something that nobody else in baseball, well, I shouldn't say nobody else, but only one other team in baseball had been able to do up to this point, which was to score a run off of Bumgarner in the first 5 innings. Up to this point, he'd only allowed 1 run to score in his first 5 innings in his previous 3 starts. So it was important for the Padres to establish that they were going to score early and draw first blood. Edinson Volquez, for his part, came out struggling early. We've seen this before. Could not get command of his fastball, but he did find command of his curveball later on in the inning, and that was clutch. It got him out of trouble in the first inning. He was then able to find the feel for his changeup and his fastball eventually. Yes, he did allow a 2-out run to score in the 3rd inning to put the Padres behind 2-1. But other than that, I thought that it was one of his best outings, by far his best outing of the year, and encouraging from this standpoint also. He didn't just rely on stuff. He didn't just rely on trying to throw the ball harder or make his curveball break further. He relied on making pitches. Big difference. He made quality pitches all night long. If he continues to do that for the rest of the season, he's going to keep the Padres in baseball games. It was 2-1 ball game all the way until the 6th inning. Chase Headley again making his presence felt with the home run. Bumgarner trying to come with a cutter on his hands. It didn't get it in quite enough. Chase able to keep his hands inside the ball, barrel it up, and hit the home run to tie the ball game up at 2-2. And then in the 6th inning, a very interesting and good baseball play. Runners on first and second for the Giants, nobody out, their pitcher up. Everybody in the ballpark knows that Bumgarner is going to be bunting. Buddy Black makes a gutsy move. Instead of doing the standard number 1 play on the bunt play where the third baseman basically holds his ground at third base and you hope that your pitcher can get to the third base line and make the play, Buddy goes for the do-or-die play of making sure that the Padres give themselves every chance to get that out at third base. He puts the wheel play on. Pitcher, third base, and first base are all charging. The shortstop covers third base. Obviously, it's a risk. If anything is put in play, it's got a good chance of getting up the middle. Bumgarner, for his part, read it perfectly. Their bunter says, look, I see the wheel play on. My job is to go ahead and swing. And he does, puts the ball in play, past Chase Headley. But Everett Cabrera, on his way to third base, is able to react, comes back, fields the ground ball, tags the runner out on his way to third, throws to second. Jed Jerko is there on a heads-up play, and they go over to first base. Almost turned the triple play, but the throw from Jerko a little bit low. I'm not sure they would have had him anyway, but still, well-played baseball game, well-played baseball play all the way around. 2-2 tie at that point. Giants end up winning this game by getting a leadoff man on a slug bunt in the 9th inning. Torres is able to get himself onto first base on the fielder's choice. And, of course, Bruce Bochy, realizing that he's got a fast runner on first, sends him, steals second, puts himself in scoring position, and then Angel Pagan hits a Luke Gregerson slider for a base hit. Padres have to walk off the field with their heads down. But they shouldn't be very down because this was a very well-played baseball game. And for the 5th time in a row, the Padres played fundamentally sound. They got a good starting effort out of their starting pitcher. They didn't beat themselves with any errors. They played nice defense, and they swung the bats all right against a guy that was pretty tough in Bumgarner. But they scored a couple of runs. Look, the bottom line is this. The Padres didn't beat themselves tonight. They got beat by a good baseball team. If they continue to play baseball like they did tonight, they're going to win their share of games, and hopefully that starts tomorrow. Clayton Richard going to the mound for the Padres did an outstanding job in his last outing versus the Colorado Rockies. Tim Lincecum going for the Giants. He has not been pitching the ball, throwing the ball well at all. A lot of people think that eventually he will pitch himself out of the starting rotation. Bruce Bochy is sticking with him up to this point, but hopefully the Padres can take advantage of his stuff that's just not the same as it was during his Cy Young years. Quick injury update for you. Tyson Ross still with a sore shoulder that he separated briefly in the base hit that he had against the Dodgers. At this point, Buddy says he's iffy. He's questionable to make his start. They're hoping he's going to be able to, but it's not just his inability to swing. They're concerned that that front arm might get compromised in his mechanics and start messing with his delivery a little bit if you can't raise that arm as much as you need to during your pitching delivery. So we'll see if Tyson is able to go. Cameron Maybin, for his part, did have an injection, cortisone shot, also has his wrist in a splint, so he's going to be out for a little while as they try to get that to calm down. First pitch tomorrow, 6:05. Ted Leitner and myself will be bringing you the action on the Mighty 1090. Hope that you join us. I'm Bob Scanlon. Thanks for joining me for this post-game recap. We'll talk to you tomorrow.